What about it now? Good morning, everybody. I don't often speak with coffee in hand, but we're at 1 million cups. So it's awesome to be here. It's a very huge privilege to tell you guys my journey about why I do what I do, and hopefully inspire someone to rise above and do what they're supposed to do. I was formed, founded, and birthed in January of 2018. I'm a speaker, public speaking coach, and a content creator. And a big starting challenge I gave to myself was to post a 1-minute motivational video every single day for 2018. Kind of bold, right? Kind of crazy. What if you get sick? What if you have nothing to say? What if? So I don't really care. I'm going to do this, and we're going to see what happens. Many days, I didn't feel like posting a 1-minute motivational video. I wasn't very motivated myself. I just wanted to go lay down. But I made a commitment to myself. I have to do this. I know most entrepreneurs, you may be in this boat, you struggle with being an expert, a pro in what you do, and then having to create something to post on social media. Have you ever felt that way? It's frustrating. I've got to get something to the masses. But I knew it was going to be a challenge. And within that first year, my 5-year-old daughter scratched my eyeball, nearly blinded me. But I made my video with sunglasses on that day. Made these videos in cars in my home studio I made, because it's rooted in something that's passionate part of me, storytelling. Now, today, content marketers are pushing written storytelling, long form, this engaging, this engrossing story to make your business stand out from the crowd. Wouldn't that be nice to be the go-to unforgettable choice amongst your competitors? It's pretty awesome. But I'm not that great of a writer, so I couldn't really build my business that way. And then we've got visual storytelling. These epic videographers that make these compelling videos. Like, I have to see what happens. Are they going to jump off the cliff and fly? What's going on? I'm not a videographer, so I couldn't do that. But I am a bit of a wordsmith. I can talk, and I can hopefully inspire others to live their dreams. So what about it now is a greeting. But it's more than that. It's a call to action. When you're fearful, when you doubt, when you don't have enough, they're all about excuses. And if you would allow me just a moment to go back of where I came from. I was an entrepreneur for many years. I ran a martial arts school from 2008 to 2014. It made sense because I've been practicing martial arts since I was a 6-year-old kid. Why not run a business with something I actually know a little bit about, instead of just taking a course for a week and claiming to be a guru? So that's what I did. The American dream, the worldwide dream, just started on business. I did that. Who in here has started a business? Remember how awesome it was when you first started, how excited you were? You felt invincible, right? Who's been running a business for more than a year, more than 5 years, more than 10 years? Anybody? That grind can get you sometimes, right? It can be brutal. So I had some great things happen. I broke a world record for the most concrete broken with one strike back in 2010. And each of those 2-inch concrete blocks to me were barriers. Your fear, of your doubts, of your lack of resources, of your anything you could think of why you can't get through the barrier. And then I broke the record again 3 years later in 2013. But in the midst of this time, I was dealing with tremendous personal struggles. I had joint surgeries where I was teaching classes in a sling, trying to get others to use their whole body while I'm just in cripple mode is what I nicknamed it. using 3 of my own limbs. My wife nearly died in childbirth. And when I moved to my final location, it was the perfect storm. Everything went wrong in the business. Secured funding, half my students left me, building permits took longer, hired an instructor who badmouthed me instead of helping me, and I could play the victim and sob and cry, oh, it happened to me. And when I finally had to close the business down, it brought me low. I've been on an Everest, but that took me down to the Grand Canyon. When I had to close my business, I was devastated. What am I supposed to do? How could I ever again gain success in any area of my life if I couldn't even succeed at the one skill that I knew the most about? So I'm pretty blunt about the F word, failure. You may say, well, it wasn't a failure, it was a learning experience. I just own it. Because in the dictionary, failure is just simply lack of success. It's not such a big, bad word. It doesn't mean that much. So my heart started to think about the other entrepreneurs that have had this happen, because the SBA says 3/4 of entrepreneurs are going to fail by year 10 anyway. Are we just supposed to settle after we have a setback and just go on about life and do something we really don't want to do? Or are we supposed to change the world because of our idea, because of our little seed of whatever it is that we could put into the world? I started thinking, okay, I know about breakthrough in the physical, I know about it in the mental, but if we can break through our fear, what's on the other side of this? And that's where storytelling comes in, the old school way. Notice we don't have slides today. I'm not going full improv. I prepared. I don't love slides because they're a crutch to me. I'm not against them, but I believe if you truly know your stuff and you truly have value, maybe your words are enough. We're human beings together in this moment. It can never be another this moment. It's what we're in. And that's what helped me lay the foundation of the story progression. If you want to tell your story, who would love to post more video on social media? Do you think that would add value to your organization? Anybody would like to be able to do that? Why don't you though? I don't have enough budget to get a videographer. I don't have enough time. I'm not creative enough. Well, I just gave us a nugget. I told the why and how my weird business name was formed. What about it now? What if you did that to your organization? That was your first video. But it's rooted in our fear. Oh, I'm not going to be good enough. I don't have anything to say. Well, they're going to think I look stupid. Those are all fears. But if you take the word story and flip it, because some problems are too difficult to just solve going A to Z. How about let's go Z to A? Story, you matter. Your story matters. It can connect with somebody. Why? And what's the next letter? Y? Z, R. We're spelling story. Y, R. R, get raw, real with your emotions. See, I can talk about failure because I know I'm not a failure. It's not part of my identity. And now we can connect because maybe you felt something like that in your life. To me, being a speaker is a great honor and a privilege. And it's not something that should be lorded over others. You should connect with people. And if you're original, I don't believe in copying stories. I am a story collector. I've got too many. I've got some weird, crazy stories that I would love to tell, but they would have no value. My wife laughs at me like, you're ridiculous. I love hearing insane stories. But I don't want to tell someone else's story. I want to tell my own story. I want to inspire others with my own originality. You don't have to spend a lot of time memorizing your own story. At the time you had your first kiss, you could probably tell that instantly, right? I need a volunteer to say that. T, tell it. See, this is where we get hung up. We want to tell it. We should tell it. I think I should, but I don't. And then another day passes. This device is immensely powerful. to help you master the skill of telling your own story. Take a selfie video, under 1 minute, and see how bad it is, and delete it. Do that 10 times a day until you're confident to post like that. That's all it takes, is to develop the confidence and the competence. So use what we have. We do have time. You park your car? Well, I just parked my car. But it doesn't matter. You will develop confidence through something silly. Lastly, S, if we're entrepreneurs, is to sell it. Maybe sell someone on the fact that your story matters, but that they should actually pay attention to it. Because I believe a story has to have a captivating nature or a compelling nature. Captivating things, it's like a magnet drawing someone in. Compelling, it's being someone that takes action on the story. So when I speak at conferences or work with other businesses, we work on this story progression to see how that could make your brand unforgettable, the go-to organization. When I work with individuals on the coaching side, we get on that barrier of fear because we have it. Who is more comfortable speaking one-on-one versus 1 to 1,000? Most people. That's weird though, right? If we think about it. Why does it really even matter? Why do we get a physiological reaction like a mountain lion's trying to eat us when we think about speaking? Oh, my heart rate, I can't breathe. Oh, I'm nervous. That shouldn't be, right? But we do, and it's a well-known fact that most adults fear this. But if you could overcome that fear, it could open you up to be free to connect with other people, to grow your organization. So we're working on building those skills. And lastly, I'm in the process of building digital courses because I want to be able to reach everyone I can through the art and skill of storytelling, whether it's job interviews, whether it's pitching investors. I believe storytelling is the answer to all the terrible aggressive marketing out there. I'm great, buy my stuff right now, I'll make you do it because I'll impel you with discounts. You just, whoa, we have a little bit of aversion to this. But if you tell a story, it's a softer approach. It's the old school approach. So Whataboutitnow is truly about owning your moment, grabbing life by the horns. When you have a valid excuse, a valid challenge, you can submit to the challenge, you can quit, or you could rise up to it and look in the mirror and realize, yeah, I'm terrible at these things, but I'm great at these things. And what I'm great at, maybe I could change the world. Maybe I could help someone else with what skills I do possess.